Space Coconut.
Okay, today we're going to talk about everything we've received from behavior during this holiday event, and how they've taken events and offerings that used to be no strings attached fun for all players and turned them into streamer exclusives, timed codes, and meager amounts of blood points, all while flaunting their self-perceived generosity. Before I get into this one, be sure to sub if you're new and hit the bell so you don't miss any videos in the future. If you ever want to discuss anything you see in my videos, stop by Twitch where I'm live every Saturday with random streams during the week, usually Tuesdays. Join the Discord if you want to talk with other coconuts about anything you feel like, as well as find out when those random streams will be. Links to everything are in the description. It's really easy to compare Behavior's winter event with other winter events in other games. But since there are often different game mechanics and systems in place, a direct comparison will always fall short. But instead, we can compare behavior to make our point, and then on top of that, I can show new players how good the events used to be before the greed monster took over behavior. In 2016, Behavior held their only event of the year, according to the wiki. I don't actually remember if there was a blood hunt during that year, but we'll pretend that there was one since it's listed on the wiki. There are no other details about the blood hunt during that period of time, according to the wiki, so all I have is a date. Maybe someone can let us all know in the comments below. In 2017, we got our first winter event, the Winter Solstice. The title screen was covered in snow and Christmas lights as a bloody snowman stood in the background, while in-game lights covered various items in the map. Survivors were gifted a variation of the earlier released firecrackers, the winter party starters, along with special winter gift mystery boxes in the blood web. The original killers, Trapper, Wraith, Hillbilly, Nurse, Hag, Doctor, and Huntress at the time, each received the Frosty Eyes cosmetics. 2 winter achievements were released as well. Happy Holidays, which required opening 100 gift boxes in the blood web, and Holiday Get Together, which asked killers to have at least 3 survivors hooked in the basement in a single trial. The best part, though, was the 5-day blood hunt that began on December 27th and went on until January 3rd. As Dead by Daylight's first official winter event, it was pretty good. We had visual holiday cheer spread around along with a music track that suited the happy atmosphere. In 2018, the Winter Solstice returned, and along with it, they turned on the switch for the snow, lights, and music in the lobby, as well as the lights for objects in the matches. The fireworks and the gifts were re-enabled also. New content included the Frosty Ice cosmetic for Clown, Spirit, and Legion. They also released ugly sweaters for survivors that cost 250 auric cells or 4,500 iridescent shards. This would be the first time that players would have to pay for winter cosmetics rather than them being given as gifts like the killer cosmetics. The blood hunt was also enabled from December 27th to January 3rd. In 2019, there was no winter event. I suppose it was way too much trouble and way too difficult and time-consuming to turn on the lobby snow, music, and lights that decorated the game in the previous few years. It's probably for the best. Who knows what they would have broken if they turned them on. But if we're going to be a little lenient with this sequence of events, we can say that they spent the same amount of time creating cosmetics for the 2019 holiday season that they had in previous years. The difference is that those cosmetics were placed into the Battle Pass for players to earn over the course of a few months, rather than just gifting them to players for the holidays like they have in the past. As with any Battle Pass, the free track rewards were not as fulfilling as those that were available in the paid track. This means that in a roundabout way, these were holiday gifts from Behavior that you had to pay for and then spend time grinding for. 'Tis the season for giving, right? This year, in 2020, we have the Advent Calendar, and it lasts through the entire month of December. As I'm writing this, we're still in the middle of it, and here's what the lobby screen looks like. Once again, it was too difficult and time-intensive to turn on the holiday cheer for this year. We may still receive a blood hunt after Christmas, although I don't think one has been announced yet, so we'll continue the video under the assumption that we won't have one from December 28th to January 3rd. Since that's the week previous blood hunts have taken place in previous years, and this year's Advent Calendar appears to take its place. It's entirely possible that a blood hunt will activate in conjunction with the last week of the Advent Calendar though. Anyway, so far, 4 Survivor sweaters and 2 Frosty Eyes cosmetics for killers have been made available as time-limited exclusives. not for the season, but for the week. If for some reason you're unable to put in the code and claim the gift, then you're unable to obtain it for free and will be forced to pay iridescent shards for it in the shop to obtain it in the future. I'm assuming that this will be the case for new players coming to the game in the future as well. It will be pretty strange for them to have all but 3 frosty-eyed killer cosmetics, but who cares about consistency? In addition to this, blood points and iridescent shards were given out as well. So far, the total comes to 450,000 blood points and 3,000 iridescent shards. But this is only if you log in every day or on the specific days for iridescent shards. It's exactly like all the other free-to-play mobile games. We don't know what the rewards will be for the last week in the advent calendar, so you can do the math yourselves if you want when they're revealed. Now let me ask you this. If I were to offer you a gift with no strings attached 1 year, and then offer you a gift the following year only if you did something for me, how would that make you feel about the gift? This is where we're at, and how Behavior and many of their fog whisperers view their player base. Yes, we're receiving items for free, and that's nice. When you compare it to the years before that, we see that rather than being gifts as a thank you to the player base, they're bribes to keep playing instead. You can have any opinion about this as you like. I just wanted to point out the fact that a gift isn't really a gift if the giver is making you do or pay something to receive it. The most recent chapter was rife with problems and bugs. No one denies this, and it's definitely a dead horse at this point. The devs have said in the past that in order to make the game better, they would be sacrificing the style of events we've had in the past. If you take a look at the game right now, what do you think about their statement? When you new players hear us longtime players talking about older events being better, this is roughly what we're talking about. We received gifts rather than tasks to earn gifts. I'm sure some of you will talk about the cosmetics we used to earn through in-game events like the Lunar New Year event and the Hollowed Blight, but we all know that earning a cosmetic through an event is much more fun and interesting than earning one by entering a code that they post on their news page. Oh well, it's too late now. Even if the devs wanted to give out these winter cosmetics without anything in return, they can no longer do anything like that without their corporate overlords telling them how to monetize the holiday instead. The greed monster has taken over Behavior, and there is nothing anyone can do to change it. Thankfully, when a game is successful like this, more studios will try to replicate that success. And while many studios have already tried and failed, the fact that they've tried should leave us with enough hope that eventually another company will find their own recipe for success in regards to this genre, and then present the gaming world with a new gaming experience that isn't built around making the players have a ridiculously frustrating experience. Monstrum 2 is coming in January, so at least for me, I'm looking forward to trying something new in that regard. I have no idea how it's going to be, but I'm going to have fun finding out. Let me know what you thought about this video, and whether you agreed or disagreed with anything I said. I'm always open to a thoughtful conversation. But until next time, I'll see you in the fog. DC, goodbye. We got both. Let's see. All right. To no unbreakable. It's interesting.